Hi, this is Philip from Ivacy. Today I would like to show you a quick video about how to compare two labels in Team Foundation Server version control. On my screen I've got Team Explorer inside Visual Studio already started, and now I will bring up Source Code Control Explorer. And here's a little test project, and actually this is one Access database application. You see the source objects all in here, several forms, reports, queries, just a dummy project, nothing real, just for demo purposes. Now I use the context menu and select the view history item here. And now that is the history view you probably seen 100 of times. But there's a minor detail that might have escaped you. Here's another tab on the top which lists labels inside that folder or applied to that folder. And there are just two labels in here. It's a version 1.0 and a version 1.1. I just applied those labels for demo purposes. There are very few changes in between. But let's just assume we want to compare what changed in our project between version 1.0 and 1.1. Now I can right-click this version and say compare. And now the default is that the source path is actually our label applied to the TFS folder, but the target path by default is a local folder on my local hard disk. I can change that by selecting server path, and I select the exact same folder in this TFS folder structure. I confirm with OK. And now I can actually select what kind of target version from that folder I want to compare. And I want to compare label. Now this brings up this label field, and I click this button to find the label. I hit find. And now I've got a list of all labels in this project. And now I select the version 1.1, confirm with OK. Now you see here is the target label I want to compare. And now I could just hit OK, but I would like to draw your attention to the view options. They are quite sensible by default. It shows items that have been added or removed in either of the labels, or source items that are different, and it does not show items that are identical. Usually you are not really interested in items that are not changed between the two labels. So this actually makes sense, but sometimes you might want to change that. So just that you are aware these options do exist. Now, I confirm this with OK. And as I said, there are only very, very few changes in between those versions, between those labels. Here's a query that has changed. The next one is a module that has been added in the later version, so it does not appear here in the original 1.0 version, only in the 1.1 version. And finally, there's a form that has been changed between those two labels. Now I can easily right-click those any object in here and say compare files. And now that brings up the diff view for this file and for the version, you see it here, version 1.0, that labeled version, compared to version 1.1. There might have been actually any number of check-ins in between. They are all ignored. It's just the comparison between the first labeled version and the second labeled version selected in my dialog. And you see here are lots of UI changes of minor interest. If I scroll down, here is a little bit VBA code added to that form. It's just a sample form with no real source code. So that is just for illustration purposes. Okay, so that's it what I wanted to show you for today. Very simple, but I think it's an important information to know that this is possible and to have a basic idea how it works. Thanks for watching and bye bye.